Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Mitchell.
Dr. James, how are you doing today?
I'm tired.
Why is that?
Just haven't slept a lot lately.
Oh yeah? Well, let's get to basics and try to figure out what's going on with you then. So I see that you've been referred to me due to some problems you're having with loss of focus. How are you doing today though, overall, other than being a little bit tired?
I'm just really fatigued and my mind's going everywhere a mile a minute.
Is this a pretty regular thing for you, or?
Just recently.
Yeah, that's probably has something to do with the referral. Well, I'm glad you're here today. So I'm Dr. James. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while, and I just want to see what I can do for you and see what we can do to get you feeling a little bit better. I'm glad that you were willing to come in today, though. That's a good sign. So how long have these sleep problems been going on for you?
For a little while. 2 weeks now.
Okay, so you'd say daily. I mean, does it happen mostly when you're trying to go to bed at night? Are you going to bed at a decent
Sometimes I can't
time?
sleep. Sometimes I just sleep and sleep and sleep. I've been missing work. My work is really on my ass about this.
Okay, so it's probably something to do with the referral. Well, let me just break it down for you. Right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you some questions and just answer as freely as you can. If you're not comfortable answering something, then that's totally fine too. But, some of them will be yes or no and some of them will be descriptive, but we're just going to try to figure it out. But first off, let's just kind of understand who you are. So I see here you're 37, correct?
That's correct.
And you have a family?
I do. I'm married. I have a little girl.
Okay, well that's good. Have you noticed any problems in the relationship or with your daughter lately? How have things been going in those relationships?
I think everything's great. She thinks I'm a great daddy. I feel like I'm a good daddy.
Yeah.
I'm a good husband.
Okay. So there's been no withdrawal from the relationship or anything like that that's been going on?
Just sleep a lot, so yeah, losing time with them.
Okay. Alrighty.
Time is of the essence, Doc. You know that.
Yes, I do. So this can be kind of normal going on. So briefly describe to me what's been going on with work and what you think brought you to see me today.
Well, I've been a supervisor at my firm for about 2 years now, and just recently a new employee has come in and taken my job, and they've stopped using me, and no explanation to me. So I kind of just lost all hope in work, and it's really lacking, and I'm slacking, and they've seen it and noticed it.
Okay, so, this is pretty normal. This is something that happens a lot of times when you've had some kind of a traumatic event in your life. This can be an episode that can bring about some of these feelings that you've been feeling. So let's keep going and kind of figure out what's been going on. So have you been feeling kind of hopeless and noticed less interest in your work than you used to?
All the time.
Okay, so do you feel regular feelings of sadness, depressed?
Very depressed.
Hopeless?
Very sad.
Do you feel hopeless in regards to your job and your career? Maybe that's something to do with...
I feel like I've just hit a wall and don't, what do I do now? I need help.
So just overall hopelessness. Okay, that's very understandable. Okay, what about your eating patterns? Like, do you find yourself overeating, undereating? What's your diet been like lately?
Jeez, where do I begin with this one? Sometimes I just eat and eat and eat, and everyone's like, I'll be like, little Abby, can I eat that? And I'll just eat her food.
Is that your daughter?
Yeah, she's my daughter.
Okay.
Cute as a button, by the way.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm glad that you have a cute daughter.
Yeah, but then sometimes I won't eat at all. My wife will make dinner, and no, I won't eat. I'll give it to the dog.
Okay, so you have a history of poor appetite and overeating. Has that affected you significantly? Have you noticed any weight gain, weight loss?
Yeah, I've added a couple of lbs down here. I'm a little more slower than I should be.
Okay, well, that's very normal with, stuff like this, whether it's major or...
It's really showing my sex life, too. The wife is being distant.
Okay, so you've definitely regressed from your sexual relationship.
Yes.
That's pretty common. What about other symptoms with your wife? Have you guys been talking lately? Communication kept up? Or have you been withdrawing from her?
I just don't feel like talking to anybody. It took me a lot to come in here.
Well, I'm really glad that you did, because we can definitely figure out what's going on and try to get you on.
I'm really tired.
Okay.
Of everything.
Okay, well, a lot of times that happens with depression. When you're feeling like that, you get really tired and you withdraw from things that you used to be interested in, activities in your life that were really important to you. So I'm going to keep asking you some questions, but I really appreciate your honesty. It's going really well. So have there been any other changes in your life other than that have gone on? The work situation seems to kind of have set this off, or?
I believe it was, I mean, I think it stems from the situation at work. I mean, I can't imagine anything else to do that. It's the only major event that's occurred thus far.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out if this is a single occurrence or if it's, that you've had symptoms of depression maybe in the past. I mean, this is like the first time you've experienced these feelings, correct?
Yeah, it is. My dad had a streak of depression,
Okay.
so that maybe it's from that.
Okay, well, I mean, there can always be chances that family history is going to relate to what's going on now. It might make you more susceptible to feelings of depression and stuff.
Can you cure me?
Well, I can never say that I'm going to be able to cure you, but I can definitely try to help you figure out what's going on so that we can take steps to start fixing the situation and making you feel a little bit better about yourself. And in regards to the fact that, things happen at work and in life, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you should feel bad about yourself or stop trying in order to get that place back in your firm. So we're going to work on that.
I just need the will.
Okay, well, that's what we're going to work on. So we're going to get there. It's going to be okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to ask you, so basically you are feeling really kind of bad about yourself. Do you blame yourself? Are you having feelings of blame and guilt about the fact that happened at work?
I feel like I've let down my job that I've been there for 6 years now. Valued employee, I can see it in my work. I think I've let down my family. I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay,
it's too much to take.
So you think that basically...
I just want to get away. Something I needed away.
Okay. Well, that's very normal. A lot of times when we feel bad about ourselves, we act out in other ways. So that could be what's going on. But the other thing is that you don't necessarily know that what happened at work is your fault. I mean, do you feel as though you've given up hope on fixing that situation, or...
Yeah, I actually have.
Okay, we'll work through that and try to figure it out because, it's never a all over kind of situation. There's definitely hope for you. So concentration, has that been another thing that's a problem? Preventing you from fixing that situation? Concentration. Concentrating.
Yes, concentration. Yeah.
Similar to what just happened here, maybe, like you lose track of.
Right, that happens way too much, Doc. Way too much. Sometimes.
Really hard to kind of concentrate on one task at a time, all over the place kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just difficulties, basically, in concentrating.
Right.
Yeah, so your mind just kind of all over the place. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's very normal.
On point with the
Well, that's
job
probably causing some of the problems, is that due to some of the feelings that you're feeling lately, you've had a lot of difficulty concentrating, even more than you used to, so.
Right.
Okay, well that makes sense. What about with like normal tasks, such as watching TV, that kind of stuff? Are you able to concentrate on stuff like that, or is it more work or family based?
I'd say it's all the above.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Yeah, TV, I just flip or I'll stare at the wall, and then I begin to cry. I don't know what that means.
You begin to cry? Would you tell me more about that? I mean, so have you been crying more than normal? Yeah.
I'm a big crier. I hate to admit it, because people do, I cry.
Well, don't cry now. I mean, it's okay. You're here and you're in a comfortable environment. We're going to get you figured out. Crying is completely normal, by the way. I mean, that's definitely a symptom of when you're feeling depressed or feeling down on yourself is, tendency to cry. So that's something that's going to help us figure out what's going on and try to take care of you here. Before, when you said that you're crying more often, how often is that? Like, do you cry once a week or twice a week, or?
Random spells of it.
Random? Okay. So just out of nowhere it can happen. Okay. Well, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna take care of you.
I have to go.
You have to go where?
I have to go.
Well, I think you should stay in therapy because this is something that's really. This is.
They told me it'd be really quick and I could get done and we'd be done.
Well, we're almost done. Don't you worry. We're gonna get done really quick. Let me ask you just a few more questions. What about with energy levels? Are you feeling, like you said, you're probably feeling a little bit sluggish because you're really tired.
Fatigued.
Okay.
Is it cool if I lay down right now?
You can go ahead and lay down. That's okay.
I might be a little unprofessional. I won't do that. Sorry. Just,
You go ahead and do whatever you feel comfortable with. If you need to lay your head down, that's okay. And I'm gonna ask you, one other thing that's really important is, like, do you feel as though, have you had any suicidal thoughts at all? Have you thought about killing yourself or hurting anybody around you? Anything like that going on?
Sometimes it's just too hard to go on.
Alrighty.
I have a problem, don't I?
No, not necessarily. I mean, this is really normal with people that are going through depression.
Just
And
give it to me straight, doctor.
I'm giving it to you straight up. Is the fact that
I'm gonna be seeing
this
you again,
is-
aren't I?
what was that?
I'm gonna be seeing you again, aren't I?
You know, honestly, I think that it'd be a good idea just to see each other for a weekly basis, just to, continue to figure out what we need to do to get you feeling better. This is completely normal with somebody that's experienced a traumatic life event. And, we can get you feeling better. We can consider some medical options, some medicines that might help you feeling better, some antidepressants I could definitely recommend. But right now, I'm glad that we did this because I got to know you a little bit better as a person, what you're going through.
Me too.
And so I can, evaluate what we need to do to get you feeling better. But I'm glad that you came here because this is going to get you set back on track and work and everything. So I recommend that we see each other once a week for the next, at least 8 weeks or so. But I think that we made a lot of progress today, and I got a good idea of what your symptoms are right now. So
Thank you.
we're going to be able to get you feeling a little bit better, okay?
Alright, thank you, doctor.
Alrighty, well, let's get together in next week at the same time, and then we will figure things out, okay?
Alright.
Alright.